I'm a big fan of Seiko, and I have to say my favorite Seiko watch ever has got to be the legendary diver, the SKX-007J1. This is a made in Japan legendary diver's watch. And I'm not a diver, but I love this style of watch. Just great all around dress, casual, any situation, this watch works. So enter my other favorite brand, Casio, and I think I may have found something that inspires me much the way the SKX does. I found an analog solar watch from Casio, and I'm hoping this is going to turn out to be an awesome find. This is the MTP-S110-1AVCF, module 5272. Let's get rolling. Let's get the unboxing started here. Typical Casio box, white sleeved blue box. Pop it open, and our conventional Casio retail stand, plastic covered, little bragging card talking about solar powered, analog digital, day date, and 100-meter water resistance. Popping off our plastic, and we got a gorgeous stainless steel Let's get this plastic off. Stainless steel watch case, and you get that gradient black face, which has your solar power self-charging flag there. Beautiful black bezel. First impressions are this thing is gorgeous. Looks like a lot of watch for the money. Love the matte finish on this resin strap. Looks like 22 millimeter lug width. Pop our manual out of the compartment here. And Casio always gives you plenty of paperwork, multiple languages. Manuals are always easy to read, very straightforward. So plenty of paperwork if that's something you're interested in. And this one's more of a pamphlet, not a book, but I'm always appreciative when I get the paperwork for our new watch, module 5272. Even more paperwork. We do have a 1-year warranty from Casio, which is good to know that it's there. I've never had to make a warranty claim, but there you have it. That's our unboxing. That's everything. Pretty simple stuff as usual. But it's all about the watch, as we say, so let's get the camera adjusted and take a closer look at this interesting watch. As we zoom in and take a closer look at this awesome watch, let's scroll through some of the key features. Again, 100-meter water resistance, not a deep diver, but I ain't diving with this thing anyway. It is solar powered with a 6-month battery power reserve, low battery indicator. It does have overcharge protection. It'll stop charging once it maxes out. We have a stainless steel case, we have a resin watch band, and a mineral glass crystal. Some of the first impressions I have, again, we have a stainless steel satin finish on the top. We've got a sort of a brushed finish on the sides of the watch case, all the way through to the lugs. We have a high polish, silky smooth stainless steel finish, contrasting with that nice satin. Gives it a sporty look, very premium look and feel. Zoom in a little bit and take a look at that bezel. And this is a fixed bezel. It does not rotate, but you do have your typical diver increments, time increments, either seconds or minutes. Let's zoom in on that crown. You do have some protection there, and there's also a little spacer. It looks like a little plastic spacer from the factory, keeping the watch from powering on. So let's pop this out and see if we can engage our crown to start our seconds hand. Push this in, and our seconds are now engaged. The watch is running. First thing I look at, of course, is how is our alignment with the chapter ring, and this one looks pretty good out of the box. So pleased. Want to make sure we're lining up. Let's get this glare out of here. So not a terrible alignment of our second hand. And you're not always going to be spot on depending on where you are on the face, but at the 32nd, that's an important one. And of course, your 12 o'clock position, I want to make sure I'm hitting that chapter ring spot on. So what I'm seeing so far looks pretty good. So pleased so far. Another thing I noticed as you roll this thing through the light, that solar panel watch face, which is black, it's got a little bit of a gradient to it, kind of a grayish metallic shimmer to it. But first impressions are, I am very happy with the fit and finish of this watch so far. Love a lot of the detail there, the red second hand and of course the red minute hand. Gives you sort of that dive inspired look. Also have a little red accent there at the 12 o'clock position. Interesting detail. This watch also looks like it has a generous amount of lume, but that does remain to be seen. We'll do a quick comparison in a few to our SKX. Another detail I'm noticing is this watch does feature 24-hour timekeeping. If you notice on the inner ring of the watch face, we've got numeric symbols there giving you military or 24-hour time. So very nice. All right, enough of the watch stand. Let's get this thing off, go for the dismount, and get a deep dive into this dive-inspired watch. You do have a 2-click crown. First click will allow you to scroll through and change the date. Of course, if you roll it clockwise, roll it away from you, you'll be changing the day. If you roll it towards you, counterclockwise, you'll be changing the date. So pretty simple controls. Again, we have a 1-click, 2-click crown. Your second click will take you to timekeeping, adjusting the actual time itself. So pretty simple operation of this analog watch. Very responsive controls. Seems very well made. Time will tell, pun intended, but hopefully this thing will last a long time. We're going to go ahead and get our time dialed in here. The nice thing about this, you'll notice the second hand has completely stopped. So setting time, you can hack your second hand and get it right in and really click in and dial in your exact time. If I pull in an atomic G-Shock like I've got right here, I can sort of make sure I get the precise time. And with this hacking second hand, you just simply click in your crown and you're spot on, which is cool. Just like that, we're rolling. Nice. So I'm really loving the way this watch looks and runs. Gorgeous mineral crystal. We'll see how that holds up over time. Have that high polished sides to the case and lugs. Wonderful protected crown. Nice resin band. I love that look with the black strap and the satin stainless steel case. And then the contrast of the high polished side case there. Really a lot of interesting detail to this watch. I've been really fixated on the face. I need to finish our inspection here. Looking at this buckle. Got a nice polished buckle on this resin strap. The strap feels great, and it's got a lot of G-Shock or Casio quality to it, but it feels really good. Zooming in on our case back, we have a screwed on case back, and you can see Casio is stamped on there. We got some etching. It does say solar powered Japan movement, cased in China, and we do have some, I guess, the serial number. Water resistant 10 bar. We got the module 5272, and of course our model, the MTP-S110. Stainless steel. So a lot of information. Everything looks in order. Really like the detail of this case back and the entire watch. Finishing up the underside of the buckle, it does say stainless steel China. No branding on the buckle, but still have some detail there. Let's grab some quick dimensions here with our calipers. Unofficial dimensions here at No Beta Gear. If we go outside the case to all the way out to the crown, I'm at 48 millimeters, give or take. If we pinch lug to lug, north to south, I'm at 51 millimeters. And depending on where you pinch it on the case thickness, we're at 11.2. And one gripe that I want to point out when I was measuring the case thickness is that mineral glass is protruding above the bezel. So there's no recess to that protecting that glass. So just wanted to point that out. Grabbing our inner lug dimension, we are at 22 millimeters between the lugs. Let's go ahead and get some weight on this thing. We are at 2.96 ounces. Let's do that one more time. Yep, it feels right. 2.96, so just under 3 ounces. Lightweight watch. Let's switch over to grams for my friends overseas. I'm at 84 grams. So respectable, lightweight. Love the dimensions of this watch. Don't like that the mineral glass is not recessed. So this may be the moment we're all waiting for. Let me get the SKX-007 off my wrist. And let's see how these two line up. I don't know, the Casio looks pretty good. Next to my Seiko, my beloved SKX-007J1. What do you think? To me, the Casio has a more modern vibe to it. And especially if you look on the side profile there, you get that classic pillowcase on the Seiko, but this Casio looks amazing. Let me switch hands here and get the Seiko on the left. You can already see the lume on our Seiko. It's just, there's nothing better than Seiko lume, in my opinion. Give you some closer top line looks here, and how can you not want both of these? They're both awesome. Give you a good look at the tall posture of that Seiko. Got a nice recessed hardlex crystal on the Seiko. Can't say that for our Casio. Let's roll these over and let's compare the case back. This is where the Seiko is going to pull away. I do have this on a upgraded Seiko silicone strap. Love the branding. But there's that Seiko wave. Gorgeous. Embossed detail there. Hard to argue with that. All right, some last minute watch face comparisons here, and we're going to set these down and do a little unofficial lume test. Have not tried the lume on our Casio, but something tells me this is where our Seiko is going to pull away, is in the lume category. Again, this MSRP on this Casio is $135 currently, and you can find these for well under $100 online. So I'm guessing our lume is not going to be amazing. I'm cooking this with an Olight 1700 lumen Olight right now. And we've got some nice initial lume, but as we can see, it's starting to fade away pretty quickly on camera. Let's go ahead and put a light on real quick and realign our watches. Again, on our right, we have our Casio. On our left is our Seiko SKX-007J1. And we're going to hit these again with our Olight Warrior 2 Mini. And once we hit this with a little bit more light, we're going to go ahead and see how these two compare with the Lume. I'm trying to give our Casio a big charge here, but all right, lights out, and let's go ahead and see the difference. We've got our Casio on the right, our Seiko SKX on the left, and I can sense the Casio fading away a little bit here, but in their defense, each of these watches, the camera's really not going to pick up the full Lume, but hopefully this gives you a good idea of the Lume application that each one of these watches has. I'm going to roll my ISO on the camera just to show you that each one is still illuminating, it's just not picking it up. And that concludes our Lume check. So in the dark, the Seiko is superior, but when the lights are back on, that Casio still looks great, man. And as we wrap this video up, let's pull in our G-Shock GW6900 just to give you some perspective and some proportional comparisons here with some other wonderful watches. Love my G-Shocks, man. Speaking of G-Shocks, this is one of my latest and greatest loves. I'm falling in love with these 5610s. This is a classic G-Shock design, and it's slowly but surely becoming one of my favorite watches ever. And that's another video. I'm gonna have to do a comparison, 5610 versus the 6900, which is the watch I've loved forever. I don't know, man. This one's really growing on me. And now, without further ado, let's get our Casio on the wrist. Our MTP-S110-1AVCF. And this one's been around for a while, but I've waited a long time. Finally got my hands on it, and it looks and feels, let's get it secured here, awesome. That may be a little tight, man. It's so cool to have a G-Shock feeling strap. Casio Tough Solar. Can I say Tough Solar? I believe this is Tough Solar. A Casio solar powered watch that has a dive vibe. And it looks amazing. It's the perfect size. My wrists are 6 7/8 inch wrists. And it feels great. This is a sub 3 ounce watch. Again, my only knock on this is that crystal is exposed. It's not well protected. And the bezel is a fixed bezel. It's not a functional bezel, but I'm not diving anyway. It's a low profile watch, and it is sleeve compatible. You can roll your sleeve over it, but roll your sleeve back. Show this watch off. So glad I got this one. For the money, it is a no-brainer, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this one. I highly recommend it. I'm so glad I got it. And definitely going to be adding this to our everyday rotation right next to our G-Shocks and our Seikos. All right, folks, that does it for this one. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping in, and I'll see you next time. Did I mention this watch is awesome?